Hey everybody, good Thursday evening to you. From here out in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere. It has been a stress-packed week, let's just say that. We had some severe storms. The guy in Chicago, the weather forecaster on Channel 9? No, that was Detroit. Anyway, WGN. Yeah, that is 9. Used to call them thorms instead of thunderstorms. So we had a big event Sunday night into Monday morning. And Macy and I stayed in the tent and survived in the tent and did not get wet, which I think I've already posted. But the next day was fine. And then there was more rain Tuesday, Monday night. And then Tuesday, it just came again, and not nearly as intense, but it was raining pretty hard. And so we got through that, and later in the day, it was kind of clear, and so that was good. And so Macy and I were sitting out, and there she is. I've got a fire winding down, just the last bit there I'm keeping an eye on. And Macy went, and I took a picture of her, but she went somewhere over on those hills, kind of like where that black log is, next to the tall maple there that's got lighting on it. And she stayed there for a good amount of time when it started raining again during the day. And I was like, okay, well, that's fine. If she's going to stay there, that's cool. But then somewhere around 5 o'clock, somebody went, the road we're next to goes parallel over this huge ridge. And about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I heard a pop. And it was a big one. It didn't quite sound like a gun, but it did, but it didn't. Maybe like a backfire, maybe. And so I was doing things around here. And the next thing I look up there, and all I see is that black log, and I can't find the dog anywhere in there. Macy doesn't like those kinds of noises. So I walked over there, walked through the raspberries. I was worried it was poison oak or poison ivy, because they have 3 leaves of 3, but those have leaves of 5. And so I walked through the raspberries, up the hill, calling her. Nothing. Macy! Come on back to Daddy! Nothing. So I had my chair here, and I was in on the vestibule over on the porch of the tent until about 11 o'clock that night, yelling into the woods, Macy! I didn't take my meds that night for sleep or any heart or any other thing that they give me meds for, because I wanted to be awake enough to, when I heard the paw hit, the tent, to get up and let her in. That never happened. Matter of fact, it started raining that night. Still no dog showed up. Got up yesterday morning. Figured she'd surely wander on in, just traipsing on in, like nothing had ever happened. Except for that didn't happen either. And I had an apple to eat Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. That was my supper, because I was already frantically trying to find my dog. And that didn't happen. So yesterday I got up, went looking for her, calling for her, nothing. And I needed some supplies, and it was still wet. There was no way to start a fire. And indeed, I think we even had some rain yesterday. No, we didn't have any rain yesterday. So I went into town, got some supplies, and I came back out here figuring I'd just roll up like she was the other day, sitting right here in the middle of all my business, like nothing had ever happened. But that didn't happen either. So I got out. I had bought a machete while I was in town, because I knew I was going into the heart of the woods. And Lord have mercy. So what had happened was I went up that hill and around, and I went over, and I wound up high up on this ridge that you can't see through these trees, but you can kind of see how those trees right there are starting higher up than the rest. And that thing goes a good 100 feet high at least. And you can walk along it for about, I don't know how long. And if you keep going over it, once you get to the overview of the road, it goes straight down. And so I was high up there looking for Macy, calling her, nothing. And kept walking the length of it. And finally I started coming back this way. And sorry about the car being in the way. But I wound up back just past the southwest divide of our property and the next person's property. And he had even gone looking onto his 40 right connecting to us to the south. And he said he could hear me. He just left a phone message later saying he could hear me frantically calling for Macy. So I knew she heard me the whole time. So finally, by chance, I went back this way, and I got back into that southwest corner there to ease my way back, because the pain stimulator that I have in my back that's supposed to stop the pain in my legs and back needed recharging and was out of power. And oh my gosh. So here am I walking around. It was about 80 degrees. I had the bug suit on. And no matter what they say about how that breathes, it doesn't really. And so I had the machete on, I had my knife, I had my walking stick from Yosemite, I had my little hat there, and a backpack full of water and stuff, rope, if I needed to rig something together to be able to bring her back. And that was hard. I spent some real knee time yesterday. Knee. And there she was when I came down one big ridge to a little ravine, and then came up and across from me. There she was, just sitting there. Now Macy's a little bit overweight, aren't we all? But he seems to have more so affected her back end of late. And I realized I'm not getting her up often enough during the day to walk. I'm letting her sleep too much. So today we even got the leash on and we went for a 10-minute walk up the path and then back just to get her to do something. And we're going to do more of that going forward. But, so we got back here. And I got her fed. I got her watered. Oh, man, she drank so much cold water. And I got her brushed. So Macy hates the storms. I know I haven't mentioned, but she does not like rainstorms. She does not like rain. Back at the apartment, she would bark when the awning started making noise from the rain coming down. She likes thunder and booms even less. So yesterday morning she wrote out 2 rainstorms. And so she was wet and dirty when I found her. And I put the leash on and we came down the hill, and that was hard because she didn't want to come. Well, she didn't not want to come, but her tail end was really hurting her. But we managed to get back, and the whole day had been so exhausting. We went into the tent about 5 o'clock last night, and we went to bed. She smelled like a wet dog, but gosh, I was so glad to have that wet dog smell. It's pretty ominous, you know. We're out here in the middle of nowhere. FaceTime doesn't work out here. We can get we can talk on cell phone. But yesterday was kind of scary. It was really, really scary. No kind of. You know, the thought of losing this dog in the end, whenever that's going to be, is going to be hard enough. The thought of her running off into the woods because she's scared and something happening to her was even worse. So today we've had a better day. We got up at 4 o'clock in the morning and sat there in the tent and talked about how Macy needs to stay close to Daddy and not go off. And I did something experimental today. I went in and spent $19.99 at the co-op store in town. And I bought some CBD chewies for her. She can have up to 8. I gave her 4. And I think it knocked her out even more than normal. But I've gotten a lot of work done today on the desk and the bed that I'm making. Mom's going, "You're making a bed?" Well, the yoga mat, the $12 of foam in my sleeping bag on the ground in the tent. Man, working out so well. So I decided today not today, but so you've seen the stripped wood of the desk, and I've got the rest of the pieces kind of all here in front of me, scattered out in varying degrees. So what I need to do next is cut the 40-inch pieces and the 2 headboard pieces. And I think there's like 5 40-inch pieces I have to cut. And then I still need to cut a middle support for the long length of the bed. And then I'm going to use those 40-inch pieces to tie the bed together from side to side. But before I can do any of that, I got to cut the lengths. Then I have to strip each of these boards down. They're maple. They're all fresh maple. So what I have to do is kind of wash them. And thank you for washing us. If you know the newsroom, I have to wash them in a combination of bleach and water, and to get the sap and all that off of them. They also say you can take them to a pressure washer, or I think in car wash, and pressure wash them. But then I really don't want to be hauling wet wood in the back of the car. I mean, it's been doing an incredible job as it is. If you had told me that a Chevy Traverse could climb the places this car's been in the past 24, 48 hours, I would have laughed at you a couple weeks ago. I should have gotten stuck a number of times yesterday in mud, and my gosh. I was on the next door neighbor's land and backing up, and I was not on the road for a while. But he's a nice guy, and he came out on his four-wheeler because I'd gone down to their house and asked if they had an extra dog, thinking, even with her leg thing, she probably had made it over there. And he was saying, there's too many ups and downs and sharp ups and downs. Hardly anybody would make it that far. So, that's why there was no post yesterday, video post. And that's why there was no Medium post. And I said I was going to go through how to put my desk together and then do this bed. And that's just going to have to wait till tomorrow. Because, Lord, have mercy, I'm exhausted. I've been cutting pieces to fit all day long, and the trimming is going to take an arm off of me. And then from trimming, then I got to wash. And then some of these I'm going to do some tongue and groove on. And so that's going to take some time. And then I guess I'll go through showing you how to do it. And I will talk through the process. For those above the United States and those who are in it. So I hope this wasn't a ramble. Yesterday was pretty darn scary. I love my dog. She's been with me for 8 years now. And the thought, just like I was praying in the tent Sunday night, was, God, you haven't brought us all the way up here to where we are to have us die in a thunderstorm, right? We didn't. And so yesterday, too, I was, please don't let me have come all this way to have lost my dog in the first 12 days. And thank the Lord he didn't allow that to happen. So, this is the post that should have been from yesterday. I hope you've all had a great day. I'm sitting out here in shorts and a t-shirt right now. And with the smoke from the fire, the what flies were bugging us all day are gone. And the mosquitoes that were here and around, even with the cutter spray on, are gone. So as soon as the fire goes out or burns down, I can shut down for the evening and hopefully get a better night of sleep, both of us, and start all over again tomorrow. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Pretty dramatic tale, I know. Gotta love that dog. Man, I love that dog. Have a great night.